Okay, I feel like so far I've done a terrible job filming my experience here in Germany. So today I'm on a mission. I'm about to go grocery shopping and try to find snacks because this is something that now I feel more comfortable bringing up here in my channel and in my vlogs in general, which is I'm extremely picky. Now I know that it's probably because of my autism and my ADHD, but it has been hard finding food that I like, especially snacks. So today I'm on a mission to try to find something. So I'm going to go grocery shopping with one of our friends that is, helping us out, and my boyfriend. But speaking of German experience, I want to show you something. I already kind of knew about this, but I didn't know it to this extent, which is in Germany, at least compared to Southern Europe, which is where I'm from, the water has a lot more, I forgot the words. Damn it, but it has something. I think it's related to stones, I don't remember. But it's really common to have water filters. We have this here in the room, for example, and I always use it to fill up the water bottle that I always use. Then I fill it up again here, and this has like I'm not going to show you, but at the top it shows like the longevity of the filter, so then you can change it. And my friends have a bigger one of these filters in the kitchen. It has like a tank for, it's still a couple liters. This is like I don't know, like a liter and a half, maybe not even that, maybe a liter something, because you can't fully fill up the water because then it won't filter, it just will stay there unfiltered. So yeah, filtered water. And something else that we have done, let's hope my phone doesn't fall, is we've been taking care of paperwork. Okay, so this is a document that says that I'm registered here in this address and I live here. So officially my address is here, it's not in Portugal. And this we took care of yesterday is my I also forgot what it's called. But it's the number that you need, and everyone has one, because of the finances and all. I forgot what the number is called in English. Can you tell I woke up like an hour ago? Okay, an hour and a half ago. But yeah, I generally forgot what it's called. I'm having a lot of blanks. Oh, and something else. Remember that we bought these? Yeah, they are set up here. I think I showed you a few clips ago. As I said, we've been here for almost a month and I feel like I barely vlogged anything, so I'm doing a terrible job. But yeah, I'm going to try to do a better job today. So many chips. Apparently in Germany, these are also a big thing, paprika. So much Kinder everywhere. These are some of the things that I find funny. Pizzas here are really cheap. I don't like them. They are really cheap. Eu com os meus vlogs também não tinhas isto. Os wraps são há pouco tempo. Tipo, tens os wraps, mas não é em menu. Também não tens isto. Promoção só até o final do mês. Mano, eu agora estou confusa sequer. Apparently this is like the most common thing in Germany. People just have kitchens really cheaply. Sometimes they're quite old, sometimes they're not, but they're usually in good condition. My friends have a truck, like a full pickup, and they have their SUV. I think that's an SUV. It's bigger than an SUV, it's like a van. And yeah, it's going to be 2 trips. My boyfriend and one of our friends just went to the apartment. They're going to drop off the stuff. They're going to come back, and then we're going to take this. I'm way too exhausted and try not have, I forgot what it's called. It's like when your sugar is really low. Like I'm trying not to have that. I have tendency to have that when I'm either really anxious or just put a lot of pressure on my body, especially in cardio. So yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting for them to come back, and for my other friend to come back from upstairs. Oh yeah, because it's on the last floor. We had to carry this. This is how things are going in the apartment. This is a closet that we're going to have here. Go in. Toilet. Bathroom. This thing. This is going to be our office, kind of studio. For me, it's going to be a studio basically. This is a living room. This couch is going to be ours. Then we are carrying this all the way up here. And as I said, my sugar levels are like really low, I feel, with the ADHD medicine. I don't know if I feel like, I think I'm really hungry, but because of the medicine I don't feel it. So I don't know how much I can help, but I'm trying. But we're all just very hungry, and we want a giant, like, I don't know, like a full juice bottle, like 1.5 liters, just for one of us. I only carried this. And this up here, and I already feel like I'm going to pass out any seconds. Yay! Okay. It is 22 past midnight, and what I think I didn't mention was the fact that the apartment where we're going to stay in is on the 5th floor, and we had to carry all that stuff up. We are all so exhausted, as you can tell. I can barely talk. Everyone just took a shower and went to sleep. I took a shower, then I took a bath, and I still have to edit the thumbnail, and I'm already late to posting this. I already did the upload like before we went and picked up the kitchen and all. I was rushing, just trying to get this edit finished, and I was rushing for this at least to, upload. Like while I was getting ready, this was doing the export, and when we went, like the last thing that I did before exiting the house was putting this uploading. And I didn't have time to do the thumbnail, so I'm doing it now. And I'm trying to, I'm just like, I wanted to do premieres and all that for all these videos, and I wanted to post them all the time, but I just couldn't. The original plan was for me not to work, just have, a normal, full-time job, and apparently that plan is also changing, which, it has been hard for me to deal with, and I swear, I know there's going to be always some idiots watching this and being like, oh, you're complaining because you get to work, everyone has to work, no. Like, like 2 days ago, we were in the apartment and we were trying, finishing the renovations and we were cleaning it and all. And, between all the noise from the vacuum cleaner and, I was cleaning windows. And I was having like one of those window cleaners that, it's kind of like a mini vacuum, like the ones that we bought. And I also had to use, I forgot what it's called, but anyways, basically I had to do some things. And then it reached a point that just because I had a wet, okay, honestly anything, like I could have anything wet on my hands, and that was causing me to have a panic attack. And it's those things that, my friends obviously still don't fully understand because they never saw, me in real life and they don't see these obvious signs that I give that I'm autistic. But, it just sucks because I feel like I'm being such a burden because of that. Because, most of the friends that we have that came here and that they have helped in the past, because Germany is a big, barrier here between having a job or not. But I know German, so, that is not my problem. But because, a lot of people, like my boyfriend, came here without knowing German. They either work at Amazon, packing things, they work at McDonald's, those types of jobs that you don't really need a lot of qualifications for. But again, luckily for me, that is not the case because, luckily I know German, but my boyfriend doesn't. But yeah, between, I might know German, but I can't have a normal job. It's not possible for me. It's not possible for me to have those types of jobs. It just sucks. And I feel like I'm such a burden for that because I feel like I'm being really picky. But in reality, I know that I'm not. It's just reality. And again, that it's causing me stress, a lot of stress. I'm going to close the door just so I can speak a bit louder. And yeah, as I was saying, just, I guess I have other issues, but they don't. So right now I'm just trying to look for remote jobs in marketing, in social media, It's not really what I studied for, but a lot of those jobs actually say, have a degree. Like either they don't even ask for a degree. Half of the positions I saw don't ask for a degree at all. But if they ask for a degree, they a lot of times say, a degree in marketing, finances, or communication. I personally consider translation communication, but again, that's me. I don't know if the HR is going to agree, but honestly, I do. I think translation, I feel like in general, the bachelor that I did gave me a lot more perception of how much translating is, present, and translations in general are present in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, I really do think it's part, a huge part of communication. And if they ask me to defend that idea, sure, I will if I go to a job interview. But yeah, that idea really scares me because I feel like I'm contradicting everything that my body is telling me. I feel like my body is telling me to fully shut down, to just turn off everything, just, to exist and to heal, like I've been telling you this whole time. And now I feel like I'm going against everything that my body is telling me, everything that my mind is telling me. basically everything, like everything that my physical self could tell my brain and process it, all the information that it's getting. I feel like I'm going fully against it. And again, to a lot of people it might seem like I'm being extremely picky by saying, oh, you only want to do content creation, and no, it's literally just the only thing that I think that I can take off, at least, that it's possible to do fully remotely, or being a video editor. That it doesn't necessarily have fixed hours, and I can kind of push around it. And there's a lot of positions that go from being full-time to having a mini job here in Germany, because there's the full-time, which is 8 hours per day, there's part-time, which is like 4 hours per day, and then there's a mini job, which is like 10 hours per week, which is more or less 2 hours per day, more or less. So we've all with everything I've been searching, there's a lot of different positions, and yeah, and the pay is actually very good for full-time. I think I only saw two that is like the minimal pay, like the minimum wage, and then some others are actually pretty good. The thing that I'm not fully sure is that, can I use my channel as proven experience? Because I don't know. Like, I have my second channel, and I have this one. And the thing is, I know there are some companies that are so picky and they don't accept this, but I know at the same time there are a lot of companies, especially by the description of them, that they say they specifically want people with experience making videos for YouTube and TikTok, which is my experience. So I'm like, can I count it? Like, and it's that thing of like, I don't know how much I want to make this as a full-time career. I feel like I'm mostly experimenting, like to see if I fully like the area as as this. And I'm only 21, so I think even if I say that in an interview, like, oh, it's something that I've been doing for a long time now, and I want to see how much I would like it if I did it actually full time in this way, and I also want to learn more about it. And this is what I'm talking about. These openings are also A280. This is like a Portuguese expression. I don't know if it exists in English, but basically it can be very hot and cold. For example, this doesn't really have those much requirements. It says being comfortable on camera, being creative, and know the trends, a good knowledge of social media and content creation, and says to be 18 years old. Okay, sure. It is full-time, it is home office, and the pay is 2,000 to 10,000 per month. Like, what is that bridge? But again, this is before taxes or anything like that, so even if it was 2,000 is very little for Germany. I think that's barely, I don't even think that's minimum pay. That's us. But yeah, sure. Sure. Let me search this company. For example, another one. This is part-time. It is 1.5k to 3k per month before taxes, which is again pretty good, and it doesn't really have those many requirements. It says having a lot of interest in marketing, social media, being creative and engaging, having knowledge of social media trends, TikTok and Instagram, knowing how to use tools like Adobe, CapCut, or any kind of editing program. And yeah, that's basically it. This is the type of jobs that I'm looking at, because as I'm saying, like, it just doesn't have those many things that I don't already do. So if it is these kinds of jobs, I don't mind that much. So yeah. Oh yeah, and then there are some that actually, they randomly say, oh, do you know how to use Google Sheets? And I'm like, Yes, but what does it have to do with all the rest that you mentioned? Like they say, oh, know how to edit, know how to use After Effects, know how this, social media trends. Do you know how to use Google Sheets? Randomly. Like I understand why it might be useful, but it just seems kind of random out of all those requirements. For example, this I know I don't really have, which is 5 years of experience in content marketing, editorial leadership. I don't have any kind of leadership. Technical writing roles in high growth startups, developer tools, AI/ML, or open source platforms. Yeah, you can tell I don't have that. Background in fields such as communication, technically I do, marketing, technically I do, computer science, software engineering, or related area. I have a lot of interest in that area. I grew up around that area, and my boyfriend is always talking to me about that area. Does that count? Proven ability to develop and execute multi-channel content strategies that drive. Yes, I think I have that. Exceptional writing, editing, and storytelling skill. The amount of times that I've seen these sentences is worrying. Hands-on experience creating content for across formats and channels, blog posts, tutorials, and communication. Yeah. Understanding how open source communities. Ability to operate independently. Yes. Excellent project management and communication. Excellent project management and communication skills. Yes. Passion for open source, AI, and building with and for developers. Sure. Yes. Experience with SEO. Yes. Previous experience in early stage startups, especially as a first content hire. Yes. A strong portfolio of published work, ideally including technical content or writing for AI, ML, or infrastructure tools. See, this is the types of things that I'm like, can I say that I have? I don't know. Background in journalism, technical writing, or developer relations is a plus. See, this is the thing. I feel like I have I did a course in music. I did a degree in translation. I feel like they're like all of this is like here and they're like here, just like it's not exactly, but it's extremely similar, and it's really confusing the heck out of me. But yeah, it's basically 1 a.m. I'm just going to sleep.